Hello, St. Patrick's and friends of St. Patrick's. I hope your week's going well. This week we celebrated the feast day of the Annunciation, where the angel Gabriel tells Mary that she's going to be pregnant. She's going to have a child, and he's going to be the Messiah of the world. We announced this last week, but we're starting to try to celebrate our feast days and provide you guys with opportunities to do that. So I hope you're availing yourself of that. This Sunday, it's a special Sunday in the lectionary because it's a softball for preachers. We're talking about the Prodigal Son, which is one of the really most incredible passages in all of the Gospels. And I always find it quite easy and quite thrilling to preach on that because it really is such good news. But the one thing I wanted to share with you guys to consider as we approach this Sunday is asking yourself this question: what is God intending for us to learn primarily from this passage? Because most of the time we get pretty nostalgic about it, maybe even a little weepy when you think about how the father forgives the younger son. It's a great story. But what does this tell us about the father? You see, the father in the prodigal son is this person we don't know. But as in all parables, there's a connection. There's a reason behind it. God is trying to tell us something about himself. So what is that? I have found it over the past few years pretty challenging for me to think that that God is a little bit. I'm trying to find the right word because I use the word reckless in our staff meeting, and I'm not sure that fits it, but maybe it does. But God is more lavish in his spending and in his grace than I think any of us are prepared to accept. I find it, I'll just share with me, I find it shocking, for example, when I hear of somebody's bad behavior. Think of your kids or grandkids or a friend of yours, like, they did what? And we get this kind of this holier than thou thing. Although I think we would have described it this way. We're like, I would never do that. I've never acted that way. I've shared that with my wife a few times. Like, I don't remember my kids. I never remember acting this way towards my father or whatever. And we're shocked by it. And I think that comes from this expectation, each one of us, of how we think people ought to behave and ought to be, and then about justice. Now, I think where we get hung up the most is that you and I, because we're human beings with limited power, limited authority, limited time, limited resources, can only give so much mercy. We can only give so much grace before something like our patience or our understanding or our energy runs out. And what we fail to grasp and understand is that with God, none of that grace, none of his resources, none of that runs out. Now, of course, there comes a moment, and Scripture points to that, where God says, that's enough, right? But it's not a patience because God is worn out. It's a patience that God is wanting the fullness of time to come. And I think what's shocking about a story like the Prodigal Son is we don't truly grasp how much God is prepared to do for anyone. And I want to consider that. I want to dive into that. I don't know exactly where it's going to end us up on Sunday, but I hope it's someplace where by the end of it, we are amazed at what God is willing to do and how to do it to save someone like me or like you. So I hope you guys are in town this Sunday. Invite a friend. We really are trying to encourage all of our people to be more in a spirit of invitation as we continue to grow as a church. We've had a number of great weeks and great months, and we are so excited about what God is doing in St. Patrick's. So I want to thank each one of you for all your work at St. Patrick's Day and then beyond, and then we have Holy Week coming up. If you'd like to get more plugged in, you have more questions, just reach out anytime. But no, we're praying for you guys. We love you all and hope you have a wonderful week. We'll see you Sunday. God bless you.